Did you know you're probably invisible to a lot of customers who are searching for a business like yours? Here is why. Most business owners I talk to focus mostly on being found for their main service, and yeah, that's super important. If you're a plumber in Dallas or a roofer in Phoenix, of course you want to show up when someone searches best roofing company in Phoenix or reliable plumber in Dallas. But here is the thing, unless you're a one-trick pony, which you're probably not, you offer way more than just that main service, right? And in most cases, you've likely created pages on your website for those services too, hoping to catch people who search for them on Google. But you're not getting much luck. So how do you fix that? Well, the good news is there are some really simple and super effective strategies you can use to make your service pages way more visible. And in this video, I'm going to share with you 13 of my favorite hacks, the same ones I use with my clients to help their service pages show up for everything they offer, not just their main service. They're easy to apply and they can seriously boost your visibility and bring in more customers. But before we dive in, let's quickly talk about why having dedicated service pages on your website is such a big deal, especially if you haven't set them up yet. Here is something a lot of business owners don't realize. People don't usually just Google roofer. What they're really searching for is something way more specific, like roof repair or gutter installation. And if your website actually has separate pages for those specific services, instead of cramming everything onto one generic page, you've got a much better chance of showing up when someone types in roof repair temper or gutter installation near me. And yeah, those keywords might sound super niche, but that's the beauty of them. The people searching for those terms, they know exactly what they need and they're ready to hire. So if you want more leads coming your way, make sure you've got a dedicated page for each service you offer. Trust me, it works. Now, for the sake of this video, I'm going to assume you already have those pages on your site. If you don't, no worries. I've got another video that walks you through how to set them up step by step, so you can check it out. But if you do have them and they're still not bringing in leads, stick with me because I'm about to show you some killer hacks to boost their visibility and help you start landing more customers. Let's get into it. Hack number one. All right, first things first, you've got to make sure your service pages are actually in Google's database. Because here's the thing, if Google hasn't even discovered your pages yet, it's never going to show up in search results. You could have the most amazing pages in the world, but if they're not indexed, they're basically invisible. The quickest way to check? Super easy. Just head over to Google and type this in the search bar. Site : followed by the exact address of the page you want to check. If your page shows up in the result, awesome, it's in the database. If nothing shows up, that means Google hasn't indexed it yet and it won't rank for anything until it does. If that's the case, don't worry, I'll show you what to do next to fix it. Hack number two. All right, so if one of your pages isn't showing up in Google, no big deal. You just need to tell Google it's there and ready to be indexed. To do that, you'll want to set up something called Google Search Console on your site. If you've never heard of it before, don't worry, it's just a free tool from Google that helps you keep an eye on how your site shows up in search results. Honestly, it's one of my favorite tools and I make sure every single one of my clients has it set up. Why? Because the info you get from it is pure gold. One of the coolest features, you can literally submit your pages directly to Google through Search Console so they get added to the index faster. So if you checked earlier and your pages weren't in the index, just hop into Search Console, submit them and let Google know they exist. Easy as that. Hack number three. Here is a super easy one. Use AI to help you nail some of the basic SEO elements on your pages. You can literally drop your service pages into ChatGPT one at a time and ask it to suggest optimized meta titles and headers based on the keyword you're trying to rank for. These little details like your title and header are actually really important if you want to show up in Google search results. Plus, it saves you a ton of time and spares you the headache of trying to come up with something yourself. Let the AI do the heavy lifting. Hack number four. Another super simple one. Check out the top 3 pages that are already ranking in your area for your service keyword. Those are your competitors. Then just compare their pages to yours. Do they have more content? Do they explain things better? Are they covering topics you're not even mentioning? If their pages feel more complete, your goal is to at least match them and ideally go a step further. Add more helpful info, include details they missed, or throw in something extra like FAQs or visuals to make your page stand out. And don't overthink it. This doesn't have to be a full-blown research exercise. Just a quick scan to see if you're ahead, behind, or about even. At the end of the day, you don't need to have the absolute best service page on the internet. You just need the best one compared to the other guys in your area. Hack number 5. This one is an easy win. Make sure the service pages you've added to your website are also reflected on your Google Business profile. You can do this by going into the services section of your profile and adding those same services there. This actually helps your profile rank better, so don't miss out on it. Now, if your pages have been up for a while, Google might have already added some of those services to your profile automatically. But here is the cool part. Google will often suggest additional relevant services you might not have thought of. If those suggestions make sense for your business, go ahead and add them too. And hey, those suggestions can also inspire you to create even more service pages on your site since they're straight from Google and based on what people are searching for. So yeah, it's a total win-win. Hack number 6. Your homepage is hands down the most powerful page on your website. Why? Because it's usually the most authoritative, meaning it's the page most likely to rank highest in Google out of everything on your site. But here is the problem. It's probably optimized for your main service, so it's not going to rank for all the other services you offer. So here is what you should do. Pick 3 or 4 of your most important secondary services, the ones you really want to get more visibility for, and feature them right on your homepage. Then link to their dedicated service pages. This way, those service pages will inherit some of your homepage's authority and get a nice little boost in the search results. Pro tip, when you link to those pages, don't just use boring text like learn more or click here. Instead, use descriptive text that actually includes the name of the service, like roof repair services or water heater installation, along with a short description. That makes a big difference. Hack number 7. Alright, here's another smart move. Head back into Google's Search Console and check if your website is already showing up for some of the keywords you want your service pages to rank for. Look at which pages are actually ranking for those keywords right now. If they're showing up, that means Google already sees them as somewhat relevant, but probably not relevant enough to hit those top spots. So here is what you do. Add a link from those pages to the dedicated service page you've built for that keyword. This helps pass some authority and relevance over to your service page, giving it a better shot at climbing higher in the search results. Hack number 8. Add a link to your service pages from your main menu. This won't necessarily help with search engine optimization, but it will help visitors who land on your site find your page easily without searching around and discover service they didn't even realize you had. Hack number 9. Here is a cool little hack. Open up your Google Business profile on Google Maps and click on the Reviews tab. Now, type in a keyword that's directly related to one of the service pages you want to rank better. For example, if you're trying to boost your roof repair page, just search roof repair in your reviews. What you'll see are real reviews from customers who actually used that specific service. Then grab a few of those reviews and sprinkle them onto your service page. Not only does this add more relevance to the page, but it also builds trust because now you've got real testimonials backing up what you're offering. Super simple and super effective. Hack number 10. If you're trying to get found in multiple locations and you've already built out those location pages on your site, here is a super important step you don't want to skip. Make sure those pages also link to your services. And just like you did on your homepage, pick 3 or 4 of your most popular services in that specific area and feature them nice and clear. And just like you did on your homepage, when you add those links, don't just slap on a click here or learn more. Use the actual keyword you're going after in the link text and add a little description of the service so both Google and your visitors know exactly what it's about. This makes your location pages way more useful for visitors but it also helps Google understand which services you offer in each area, which can give your rankings a solid little boost. Hack number 11. Here is another clever hack you can try. I like to call these specialty pages. Here is how it works. Instead of stopping at your service pages, you create more focused pages that zoom in on very specific parts of those services. Let's say you're a plumber. Sure, you already have a page about water heater repair, but you could also create separate pages for tankless water heater installation, water heater maintenance, or even solar water heating systems. These specialty pages make it way easier to rank for those more specific, less competitive search terms, and they help you show up for customers who know exactly what they're looking for. And here is where it gets even better. These pages can actually funnel visitors from your main water heater service page. Think of your main page as the hub that introduces the service, then guides people to the more detailed, relevant page that matches what they need. This makes your site more helpful to visitors, but also signals to Google that you're the go-to expert for that entire category of services. Another win-win. Hack number 12. Got a blog? Perfect. Here's a smart way to use it. Hop into Google Analytics and check which blog posts are getting the most organic traffic. Those posts are already doing well. They're indexed by Google and clearly relevant to what people are searching for. Now go through those posts and look for spots where you mention services you offer or even just related keywords. Then turn those keywords into links that point to your service pages. It's a super simple way to send more traffic and a little SEO juice from your blog to the pages that actually bring in customers. Hack number 13. Got a YouTube channel? If you don't, well, I highly recommend you think about starting one, but that's a conversation for another video. If you do already have a channel though, here is something you should definitely be doing. Embed your videos into the relevant service pages on your site. This will make your pages more engaging for visitors, but will also boost the relevance of your pages in Google's eyes. And hey, since YouTube is owned by Google, you can bet they like seeing that kind of connection. Alright, that's a wrap people for today. If you want to boost your visibility on Google beyond just your main service, go try out these hacks. They're all pretty easy to pull off, but trust me, they will make a huge difference. And if you want more tips on how to create killer service pages that really converts, stick around and check out this video next.